Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
With traffic and weather together every 5 minutes on the force all morning long today. So we got that going for us. Should be a great day. Tons of stuff to talk about, all kinds of things going on. A lot going on with the military. They did a survey and found that a lot of military families are just not happy with the military. Why? Low pay. It makes it really difficult on the family when the soldier is gone 6 months, a year, or for a full year, deployed somewhere else without the family.
Yeah,
I mean, those are tough circumstances. They don't get paid a lot of money. Yeah, so the discontent and the recommendation, would you recommend military life to others, went from 74% to about 63% in 2 years. That's down 11%. So, what is the article? What's the gist of the article? Yeah, the volunteer thing, that's not working. We need to bring back the draft. Okay, so if they're not happy after they volunteered for it, how happy are they going to be when you force them into service?
And they don't care, really. I mean, Chad was just talking on Blaze Radio a little bit about this, and I overheard some of his clip. And one of the things that he talked about was that with their recruiting, they're recruiting the people who normally just join, the Southern, Midwestern, redneck guy, the patriotic American. Mm-hmm. Their recruiting videos and all their recruiting merchandise doesn't speak to them.
No.
At all.
No, it's not speaking to them.
So they're like, well,
and we've pretty well shown you that recently.
Yeah.
Some of the who they are pandering to. It's amazing. So rather than fix the problems, like, I don't know, why don't you pay them more? Here they are putting their lives on the line, doing uncomfortable things that most people don't want to do. They're doing it. Pay them more. Help them have better lives. Take some of the stress out of it. No, we need a draft is what we need. Let's force people into this crappy life. Come on. Doesn't make any sense at all. No sense whatsoever. Then we have this female, I guess she's a soldier. She's in the Army, I believe. And she's complaining because, well, women's rights have been taken away, as you know, as we all know. And how can you serve in the Army when women's rights have been taken away? Yeah. You can't feel good about it, can you?
Can't. No. You can't. Well, she can't.
She can't feel good about it. Here's what she had to say.
Yeah, she posted this right after the Roe decision.
I have thoughts and I have questions.
Yeah. Hello? Oh.
It happened.
Yeah, it did happen.
It happened.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up from a nap to this. On deployment. I woke up from a nap to this news.
Oh, boy.
America is waking up to this news.
Yeah.
I just extended my contract to continue serving this country a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate your service.
How am I supposed to swear to support and defend the Constitution and a country
we're going to kill less babies
that treats its women like second-class citizens?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to do that with pride?
Yeah, I don't know.
How am I supposed to do that with love and honor?
Does she realize more women are going to be born? They're going to have the freedom to, I don't know, live. How about that freedom? Yeah, allow me to live. That would be nice. That's a good start, to life. It's allowing life in the first place. How can I defend the country when they won't let me kill a baby on demand? How is that even possible? I can't even get my head around that. How could that be? Let's see what else she had to say. How stupid.
How am I supposed to wake up every day and put on a freaking uniform that says United States Army when the United States doesn't even give a rat's ass about me? It gives more of a rat's ass about the guns they're allowed to buy that kill the children that I'm forced to give birth to. Think about that.
No, I
Pause
am
it for a
thinking
second.
about that. I am thinking about that.
And I'm thinking, you're an absolute imbecile. Nobody is forced. Who forced you to get pregnant in the first place? You don't get pregnant in the first place. You don't have to give birth.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Do you know that I have never once given birth, but I also have 0 abortions? Now that's because
that's for sure.
Yes.
I mean those are facts you're giving us.
Yes.
Okay.
I can prove it. I'm not going to here, but I could prove it.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you don't get pregnant in the first place, then you don't have to kill the child. Just quite a concept. I know that's tough to get your head around, isn't it?
That is.
Well, wait. If I don't get pregnant, that means either I've taken precautions with like a condom, but where would you get one of those?
You can't
find them. You can't find them. So it's
supply chain.
All right, let's see what else she had to say.
About the guns they're allowed to buy that kill the children that I'm forced to give birth to.
She's
Think
forced
to give
that.
birth.
Think about that.
Oh, that's so funny.
Isn't it?
This effect on female servicewomen is an unintended consequence,
Oh,
which
okay.
means that lawmakers and
Yeah.
Supreme Court justices probably weren't thinking about this when they wrote their 213 some odd page report on it.
So
right?
there.
They
There
probably
you go.
were not
They probably
thinking about
probably
this
weren't
consequence.
Thinking about the unintended
But it is
consequences.
No.
The
And
military
it
women.
affects the very people
Yeah. The very
that
people.
those lawmakers hold to a higher standard because they support the troops. Do you really, though?
Do you? That's a good
You
question.
really
Do you
support
really?
the troops, even though this is
Do you
going
let them
to
kill children?
greatly
No.
lessen the retention of women in the ranks of this military?
Mm.
You support the troops, even though you are going to ruin some women's careers?
Oh wow.
Why is that?
I'm deployed right now.
She's deployed.
And I am a
Right
medic,
now.
so I know how this works. Of like, I have an extremely limited access to birth control.
So again, though, pause this for
Mili-
just a second. Pat,
Uh-huh.
using your theory, while she has limited access to birth control,
Right.
she could
Yes.
not have sex.
Right. You that is another option.
And
Yes.
then
use
that
the
way you
condom,
don't
take a
get
birth control
pregnant.
pill, or don't have sex.
Right?
You
So
know.
she has limited access to birth control. The access she does have to say no
Right.
is still there, right?
Still there.
Okay.
Yes. That is still there. Nobody's taken that right from
Okay.
her.
All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right.
Women in the military are
Mm-hmm.
more likely to experience unplanned pregnancies. Women in the military are more likely to
Mm.
experience sexual assault.
Oh no.
Okay. Well,
That's
Where I'm at right now, you can't even get an ultrasound without traveling off base. You can't. It happened. It happened, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
And I signed that contract, so I will serve my country. But you bet your ass you're going to hear my voice, because I will not stop, I will not rest, and I will not be silent, because this is not an attack on reproductive rights. It
no,
is
it
an
isn't.
attack on women in
no,
this country.
it's not that either.
100%.
No, it's not that. The attack on women. I love it. There's no consideration that there's going to be more women as a result of this decision. There's going to be a lot more women. Now, will there still be abortions? Yes, sadly there will. And she could get an abortion anyway. Anybody could in the military. You can go somewhere and get your abortion. Jeez. These people just,
yeah,
they
but she has to go
worship
off
it.
base.
Oh, no. No, don't say that.
Off base.
Don't say that. Off the base?
Why would
so
she
she
want-
might have to drive somewhere and get
Said
a...
she has to go off base for an ultrasound. She can't get an ultrasound on base,
Is that what she said?
right?
I missed that. I don't know. Maybe.
She can't
Mm-hmm.
get an ultrasound on base. So, okay, well, so okay.
They don't have every medical device on base? That's bizarre. That's incredible. I wonder why. I wonder if that's why we put cities next to bases or bases next to cities.
She's
So that-
deployed though, so I don't know where you don't know where she's at.
Yeah, you don't know. You just don't know. Could be anywhere right now.
Yes.
Didn't look like she was in a barracks in Iraq or Afghanistan, though. And in fact, we're not in those countries anymore,
Correct.
so she wouldn't be there.
Correct. And she's not in uniform, so I don't know how much trouble she can get in. But I mean, we've taken people, kicked them out of the military for speaking online, right? I mean, we've had guys talk bad about. Well, I mean, she's on this president's side, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Right.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Right. If you had somebody in the military praising what just happened, they'd probably be kicked out of the military with a dishonorable discharge right now.
You can't be making those videos while you're on base.
Can't have political videos. No, sorry. But I wasn't in uniform. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter. Don't care about that.
You said you were deployed. You
Get
can't be
out.
saying that.
And you know what? We got so many people signing up for the military right now. We just don't need you. We just don't. Okay? They ought to be taking that into serious consideration and improving the lives and giving her, even though she's not pregnant, give her an abortion. Let her have one.
Make her.
Yeah.
Make her. Come in.
Yeah.
Get the vax. Get an abortion.
Right.
It's a must to be in the military.
But I'm not pregnant. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We're going to give you an abortion
You're not
anyway.
sick either. We're giving you the vaccine.
You want
Shut
abortion
up.
so bad, we're giving you an abortion. All right? Maybe you could just remove her uterus. Maybe that would be.
How dare you?
Because then she doesn't have to worry about it. Then she can have all the unprotected sex she wants to have. And she won't get pregnant. Right?
Well, that's the thing, right? She won't get pregnant, but
yeah.
I don't know that she's big on unprotected sex. She has limited access to birth control, which is disconcerting for her.
Very disconcerting. She can't figure out what to do now. Oh, just too difficult a problem.
Now, the abortion thing, and it's the same argument, right? The one lady that testified is using the same argument that she's here today because of an abortion.
I owe my life to an abortion.
Brace
Not only mine, but because shortly after Roe v. Wade, a black woman was able to have an abortion in Illinois. She was in a relationship that wasn't right for her, and it allowed her to move on, attend nursing school, and marry a fellow student and have a child with him. As my mother, that child was me.
Yep.
And as my mother told me, Renee, I chose you. That is exactly what abortion is about.
Okay. What? Wait. What?
So mom
mom's
got pregnant
Yeah.
before she got married, before she
Right.
went on to get her degree and
Right.
and have a job and a husband and decide that you know what, I'm going to have this child.
Yeah.
And she murdered
the
other one.
Yeah, she aborted the first one.
I'm sorry, aborted. Yeah, didn't murder.
No, you're right. She murdered the first one, and then she moved on to a different relationship because she couldn't have possibly done that if she had a baby.
Correct.
She could not have
Her
done
life
that.
would have stopped completely.
It would have stopped completely, yeah. And then she would not have been born. So there you go. It had nothing to do with her birth. She is not here because of an abortion. I don't know if she knows how this works. We need to sit down with a lot of these women. I'm assuming they're women, but I'm not a biologist, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we need to have a little talk about the birds and the bees and how these things work. Yeah. 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 You are not forced to give birth. And here's how you can avoid any of that. And just explain it to them. There's a couple of things. You don't have to have sex.
Okay.
You certainly don't have to have unprotected sex.
Okay.
So if you follow one of those two things, either don't have sex or protect against getting pregnant with protected sex, why then you'll never have to have an abortion. So, yeah.
Interesting.
It's not that hard, really. It's really not that hard.
I'm really tired of the argument that if I would have had a child, my life would have been over.
Yeah, that's bullcrap.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
A, if you couldn't have handled it, you could have given the baby up for adoption.
Right.
B, a lot of times people are stunned that they love their children when they're born. Huh? What a weird thing.
I don't know what I would have done without this child after they have the child.
Yeah, you're right.
Millions of times.
Yes, we've heard it.
And even if it's not, I shouldn't have had you. I shouldn't have aborted you. I hate you. I don't even know why. Here's some cereal. Get out of here. Go to school. I've got a job to go to. Okay, well, maybe this person is named Elon Musk. Maybe this person is Jeff Bezos. Who knows? I mean, they have a shot.
Maybe it's a person who cures cancer.
Right.
I mean, 63 million and 1.2 billion worldwide. Are you telling me one of those people might not have been exceptional and solved one of our humanity problems?
I mean,
of course, it could have happened.
Oh, yeah,
could have happened.
We know that it's not going to happen. We know that for sure.
Yeah, because they're not here. I don't know if you noticed that. They're not here. It's crazy. Wow. All right, guys, what's the first thing you notice when you look at a photo of yourself? If it's your receding hairline
no.
or a bald spot.
Yeah, I pretty much see that too.
Keeps can help you change that.
Okay, good.
2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss before they're 35. Did yours start that early? Just curious.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember what age the receding started. I think it was the first 76 or 78 years.
Okay,
yeah.
Probably. You can flip the odds in your favor. Save your hair with Keeps. Hair loss is tough. It really is. You see it in your pictures. Your barber points it out. And now you're shopping for baseball caps. So what are you going to do about it? If your plan is a buzz cut, don't shave it. Save it with Keeps. Keeps has clinically proven, FDA-approved hair treatments available online. Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or take care of the hair you have, your Keeps physician will help you select the right products and develop a personalized hair-saving routine that works for you. Really easy. There's no waiting rooms or pharmacy visits. Keeps is delivered straight to your door at about half the cost. And if you have questions along the way, you can message your Keeps doctor 24/7. If those balding jokes are starting to wear thin, join the thousands of guys who've saved their hair. Visit keeps.com/Pat for 50% off your first order. Half price. That's KEEPS, keeps.com/Pat.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, AOC pretended to be arrested and put in handcuffs.
Protest. It was agonizing.
So ridiculous. So this is over abortion rights, too?
Yes. They were protesting at the Supreme Court, which was, good. They were all there, and I say all.
The squad.
The squad was there along with others, and it was it was Capitol Police, and the Capitol Police said, "Look, we warned them 3 times, and then we warned people 3 times, and then if they don't listen after that, then we arrest them." Right? Mm-hmm. So
wait, it was Capitol Police?
Yes.
Weren't they all killed on January 6th? There's still some left standing.
I guess.
Really? After the day democracy almost died,
I guess.
We still have Capitol Police. All right.
I guess, yeah.
But you were saying.
And so they wouldn't go. Mm-hmm. And so they arrested them.
We won't go. So here's what happened. Here's AOC being escorted away by... Look at the brutality there of the police officers.
And she's got her hands behind her back like she has handcuffs on.
And she's not
then
cuffed.
she raises her fist up.
Oops! Yeah,
so
you can't do that if you're handcuffed, Puddin'.
Right. There's other footage that I don't know. We don't have it all because there's a bunch of social media posts. But Ilhan Omar is walking. There's no one escorting her. I mean, these people are just they're not arrested. They're being moved. They're being moved out of the road.
Were they taken downtown and beaten?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
I hate when that happens.
Yes, they all were there.
They were taken downtown.
I mean,
and
the squad
beaten.
was there, and another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 total Congress people were there. I mean, do they not have a gig?
Yeah, they do.
They're all protesting at the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm. And we're paying for that gig. So go do it instead of getting in the street protesting.
That'd be nice.
Jeez.
That'd be nice.
So we have the, was there a march as well? There was
some march, yeah. Oh, here we go. This is the chant. You'll love the chant.
We won't go back. 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 We won't go back.
That's really catchy. What are they saying? Will they go back? Or I missed the point there, I think. What are they going to go back?
I think they are.
Okay.
I think they are going to go back. Yeah.
So ridiculous. What do you mean you won't go back? You can't. The whole protest of a Supreme Court decision is asinine because there's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? What is the alternative here? We're going to make them re-meet and revisit this ruling?
Yes, right now.
Right now. And then maybe they'll change their mind this time. And that's not how it works. That doesn't happen. Now, you can challenge the constitutionality of what they just ruled by, starting a lawsuit in courts that could wind up before them again, I don't know, next year or the year after. But marching in the street doesn't help a thing. Start a lawsuit to see if you can challenge this. I guarantee you can't, but go ahead and try. Unbelievable.
It's really amazing. It really is
agonizing.
And then we have, you have this going on, right? And we have the January 6th going on.
Mm-hmm.
That charade is still going on, which is just agonizing. And then we failed to mention yesterday, and I apologize, but the Colbert 9.
The ones who broke into the Capitol building, right?
Yes.
Under his direction. And they went into the Capitol building illegally, and they paraded, and they had a film crew there.
Yes, they did.
And nothing came of it.
Well, I mean, they were supposed to go before a hearing today, as a matter of fact. Charges have been dropped. There's no point in it. Get out of here. It's over.
My gosh. Jeez. Show the horrific scene that we've showed many times of the Trump supporters.
This isn't the Colbert 9.
No, this is not the Colbert 9, but these people, look at how rowdy they got, how out of control and chaotic they all were. And so nobody's dropping charges against these people.
No, they are not. So we have many people still in jail.
Look at that. And this is all a lot of them did. And they just sentenced one of them to 44 months in prison. 44 months, and then 3 years probation afterward. So, this is what he did. He walked in, milled around. I don't think that in that particular case he even broke anything. So,
right,
it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
That one case, and I have it in front of me now, but I mean, I was stunned when they, part of the charges was that he promoted a tweet from Donald Trump.
How do you promote a tweet?
The horror. You either retweet it or you like it.
Right. So that's weird. Why didn't you say that he liked to tweet? Is that illegal now?
I guess.
You can't legally like a tweet from Donald Trump or retweet it?
Yes.
That is crazy. How much time did he get?
I don't remember, but he got time.
He got life. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. Keep that dangerous scumbag behind bars.
Promoting a Trump tweet.
How dare you promote a Trump tweet? There's no such thing. Anyway, you either like it, right,
or you retweet it.
Or you retweet it. You can't, I guess they consider it promoting it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they would say.
But that's not a thing,
like
really.
it, you like it, you retweet it, or you quote tweet it, right? You say something about it in your tweet with that tweet underneath it.
Unreal.
But okay, so that's what Twitter is about.
Yes.
I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. You're going to have to put a lot of people in jail if that's a crime. Because a lot of people have done it. And they will.
To.
Yeah.
They want to.
They do. Everybody who's retweeted Trump, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But, I mean, there are people making death threats every day who don't get suspended by Twitter. Or charged with any kind of crime. And really, they shouldn't unless you've got some idea that they're actually going to carry it out. And if they start trying to carry it out, then you've got a crime. But, threats and retweets.
Well, the threats if Twitter
if it's considered a terrorist threat.
Yeah. I mean,
you can do something about that.
Yeah, they do.
But if you say something like, "Yeah, I'm going to kill you," a lot of times that just falls flat and nothing ever comes of it. Very few people get charged with anything for doing that. I mean, we get death threats all the time. Glenn gets hundreds of death threats a year. And do those people go to jail? Nope.
I hope I don't get in trouble for promoting those tweets.
Yeah. That's,
I mean, okay, so seriously, the Colbert 9. What if it was the Pat Gray 2? The Pat Gray 9.
They'd be in jail right now.
The Beck 9. Oh.
They would be showing up for their hearing because they would be pressing charges.
Absolutely. 100%.
For sure. There's no doubt about that. That's amazing. But because, we've said it a million times, the D carries a lot of power. If you're a Democrat or you're an extremist who supports Democrats in the media, you don't have to worry about this stuff.
Right.
You can do whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Threaten whoever you want.
Colbert is on the morning email list, man. He gets the talking points every day, man.
Right. And those guys meet with the president. I mean, they are massive meatheads who don't know anything. And the president is seeking their advice. Right. I think they get together, what was it, once a month? I was reading an article about, the Jimmy Kimmels and Stephen Colbert's and all these people that meet with Joe Biden and his advisors. And it's like a regular thing.
He's busy.
They get together a lot. Oh, I know.
He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything on his schedule, but he is busy.
Oh, so busy.
Kirby was asked about it, about the president not having anything on his schedule since he came back from Saudi Arabia.
He's got nothing on his schedule.
Right.
Literally nothing on the schedule.
And Kirby was
on the president's schedule the last 2 days. There have been no public events. Is he resting after the large international trips?
The president's been busy. I'll let Kareem speak to the president's schedule, but the president's been quite busy. Just because you don't see something necessarily
we can't keep
on the
up with
public
him.
schedule doesn't mean that there's not a lot of work going on.
The president's been busy. Okay? Don't say anything about that. Just because there's nothing on the schedule doesn't mean that he's not.
No, he's been quite busy. I mean, we can't keep up with him. We can't. He's just too active. And when you see that guy starting to get up and shuffle across the room, you're like, oh, man.
Not again.
I got to get a move on here. No. Let me rest for a few minutes, Joe. Come on. Look at this. Here's an example of him on the move. Wait. Let me get a pretty flower from my sister. I got it. Okay. Here's dandelion. It's gone to seed.
She's so pissed there. She can't believe it.
She is.
Oh, man.
Because, she's going to throw it right about now. There it goes. Bye-bye. She just doesn't care either. Because, she didn't close her hand or anything. She's just, it's not here anymore. I don't care.
He won't remember.
He won't. And people are going to say, hey, I threw that flower away. Yeah, I did.
Whatever.
So, more Pat Gray Unleashed. Oh, and Chewing the Fat with Jeffy next.
We are a democracy.
The democracy.
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 Our democracy.
We're democracy.
I wonder what Pat Gray thinks about that.
We're not a want democracy.
Now back to Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Some tweets here. Squatching Duck tweets, I am so glad I retired 7 years ago. That little army moron is specifically prohibited from making any public statement like that, especially with those few seconds in uniform. Hope her commanding officer sees this. Yeah, me too. Me too. Comrade Snoobage, maybe stop thinking of the baby as a third-class citizen and be glad they have the right to life. Carol Remarks tweets, I think the saddest part about that stupid girl is that she thinks she's smart. Yeah, that hurts.
Oh, yes.
It does hurt.
That does.
DMXDM, I can't understand why young people are simultaneously too stupid to avoid making babies and too smart for their own biological design. And from Bob Loblaw, all this talk about abortion rights and masking up schools makes one think the left really, really doesn't like children.
It does. One could get that
impression.
Yeah.
One could.
One could.
Couldn't one. All right. It is that time of the week. Time to chew the fat with Jeffy. In just a moment here. First, this beautiful musical interlude. Even the drum is off tune. Did you notice that? It's off key.
Is that possible?
Almost. It's almost possible.
Watching the video on Blaze TV with this orangutan smoking makes me want to have a cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
Desperately. So good. Ooh. Oh, honey,
And now it's time to chew the fat with Jeffy.
Wow. I don't know that gets better or not every week. So, Mega Millions. No winner last night. I didn't win.
Oh, darn it.
So it goes up to $630 million.
It's almost to the point where it's worth trying.
Friday night. I know.
Not
You get a 359.7 cash option.
Wait, 359, is that after taxes
million.
Or is that before taxes?
Yeah, it's before.
I think it's pre-tax, yeah.
That's pre-tax.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you probably wind up with about 250.
Probably not going to be here on Monday. That drawings.
Oh, you're just 250 million
night.
Is all you need to retire?
That's Friday night. Yeah.
All right.
Because the Powerball, which is tonight, is 101 million.
No, that's not even worth it.
That's like 58.7.
I spit at 101
I know.
million.
I mean,
spit at it.
That means I'll probably be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with that.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? I'll bring in some coffee for everybody and bring you a soda or whatever.
Okay, that'd be great.
58.7 million.
That'd be great.
Oh.
I wouldn't even make a phone call here. You just have to guess. Huh. That's weird. Where's
really?
Pat? Where's Pat?
You
not even
call?
a phone
Come
call.
You wouldn't text me? Even
No.
me, you just say, hey, Jeffy.
Nope.
Just
No,
58, just text me and say, all you need to do is say, hey,
No.
58.7. That's all you got to do.
No, you're going to have to guess because I'm not going to. I don't want you begging for cash all the time. You'd be at my doorstep the minute I text you.
I promise I won't.
Can you give me some of that? I only need a couple million.
It's clear that needs to happen. There's no doubt about that. I would certainly do it for you.
Oh, sure you would. There's no doubt about that.
How dare you? How dare you?
From the guy who's like, oh, when you find some money, a lot of money, give them back like $100 and say that's all you found. So I know the incredible integrity. Surely you would enrich your friends. I'm positive.
Absolutely,
of that.
I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enrich my friends, family.
Right.
I would.
Neighbors.
This guy's a liar.
Yeah, well, not the neighbors.
But man, would it be nice?
No, not the neighbors.
Not
the
the
guy
neighbors
behind me had the Biden sign. He could suffer.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
But you.
Yes. You would?
100%.
Okay. How much?
100%.
Let's say you won the $259 million. All
right.
How much would you give me?
What would make you
$3 million. $3 million.
3?
That's all I ask. $3 million.
You got it.
Really?
You got it.
Yeah? Nice. Okay.
It might look like
I'm gonna
one.
root for you then.
It might look like one.
Like $1 or
$1
$1 million?
No, $1
okay,
million.
all right.
Might look like I'm still giving you $1 million. Yeah, I mean you gotta.
$1 million? I'd take it if you offered. Yeah, I'd take it.
Ask for 3. It might look like 1 when I turn it around. Yeah.
I'd still have to continue working, but all right, I'll take the $1 million.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
I don't know. What is that point at which you can just $5 million maybe? $5 million would probably last the rest of my life, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could retire pretty nicely on $5 million.
Yeah, even in today's world.
Yeah,
you could get a place away from everything and have access to what you need.
And by the way, if anybody is looking to buy a cookie company, I'd take $5 million.
Really?
Right now. Yeah, I'd take $5 million.
So if
I'd take 10. I'd take 10 million.
So if the elves showed up,
yeah,
and said,
"Hey, Pat,
we don't want to have to bake our cookies in this hollow tree anymore,"
right?
Then I'd say, yeah, okay, 10 million.
10 million?
10
and
million.
they said, oh, yeah, no, we can. How about 5?
If there's a cookie entrepreneur out there and you want a ready-built company that's doing well as it is,
already looking to dump the joint.
$10 million. Yep. And it's all yours.
And that's Kexi.
Kexi.com. Yeah.
.com.
And if you want to offer me the $10 million, I think you can email me from there too. Or at least email my son and he'll tell me. So
You sure about that?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe he's just taking the money and running.
I think
that could well be.
He might just disappear like you. What happened to him? I don't know.
All right, what else is
Just
going
gone.
on?
Shark Week starts this Sunday on Discovery Channel, but for folks on Long Island and up the East Coast, it's already started. Sharks are remaining active, according to the Atlantic White Shark Conservancy Sharktivity app. There's been 5 confirmed sightings in the past couple of days, along with 4 detections of named shark. The big 9-foot-long male Heath Ledger showed up and was detected twice by the same buoy. Shark sightings are they've shut down Lido Beach, Rockaway Beach. The station had red flags raised for hours on the weekend, saying, hey, you probably shouldn't go swimming. There's going to be sharks out here. Take it easy. You can stay up on the beach, but don't go out there. People have been bitten in the wrist and the buttocks, the chest and the calves. They're getting bit by sharks all over. So they claim that the unprovoked case numbers were down in 2020, which they attribute to lockdowns. But there were 47 shark attack bites in the U.S. in 2021. 28 in Florida, 7 Hawaii, 3 California, 1 provoked, 1 fatal. So
I think we've had more than that this year. I just read about 2 days in a row or something. People were killed by sharks, but I don't know if that was Long Island. Was it Florida? Maybe I don't know. But sharks are I guess they're hungrier than normal.
Getting a little grumpy.
Let me eat.
Yeah, they're getting a little grumpy. And so watch out, and remember, from the 1975 documentary, Jaws.
Right.
It could happen again.
It could. And, they lived in the Bahamas, I think? And then they moved, and the shark followed them because this time it was personal.
That might have been 2 or 3. I'm not sure if that,
and then,
that wasn't the first one.
So if you're moving to get away from the shark, I'm thinking inland, maybe Iowa.
Well,
you try that. Try to follow me to Iowa.
You may have missed the documentary Sharknado.
I did. Yeah, I did miss that.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
There's some good stuff in that, but it's they can come inland too, man. If the shark wants you, he's gonna get you. Okay,
you're done. You're just done.
That's okay. Clear.
Mm-hmm.
Cultivated meat. Sure, you can. That's the new plan. Startup wants to invent brand new forms of meat and is experimenting with cells from 22 species, including crocodiles and alpacas. Man, does that sound good. They bet that consumers will eventually switch to lab-grown versions.
I didn't know anybody
of their favorite
ate
fillets.
Alpacas. Do you eat them? Those are like the llama things, right?
Yeah.
People have them in their backyard. Just like a half a mile from me. They've got them, in their front yard.
Yeah.
And they're roaming around all the time. I can't imagine eating one of those.
I've got that bad boy. And
Huh. All right. I know it's a thing where people raise them and make money from them.
But I don't know that that's.
But I don't know that
that's
you
not for
eat
food.
them. Yeah.
So the Australia-based Vow Food is saying that they are going to bioengineer entirely new, better forms of meat. We can invent entirely new types of meat that are going to become abundant, well-recognized, and well-understood as a Cheerio is 80 years in the future.
No, thank you.
That was the founder of Vow, speaking last month at the New Harvest, the annual Cellular Agricultural Conference. Man, I wish I'd been there for that.
The dinner bell is ringing right now, isn't it?
It sure is. Their first brand is going to be a cultivated quail product dubbed Morsel. I mean, it sounds good. Now, pending regulatory review, it may be available at one high-end restaurant in Singapore later this year. And I love how that high-end restaurant, it's, little corner dump in Singapore is selling cultivated quail. But they built a factory in Sydney that's supposed to produce Morsel. And they have declined to share exactly what Morsel, the cultivated quail, is made of. So it's still unproven at scale. It's only legal to sell in Singapore. They've raised, I don't know, $2.4 billion in startup money, and they're looking to cultivate a $25 billion industry until 2030. So good luck. Good luck. Nothing sounds better than a cultivated quail product, I'll tell you that. Man, do I want that. A consumer has sued candy maker Mars, speaking of food, alleging that Skittles contains a known toxin. Skittles, that makes the rainbow candies, unfit for human consumption. In a lawsuit seeking class action status, they claim that Skittles are unsafe for consumers because they contained heightened levels of titanium dioxide. Mars uses titanium dioxide. The cultivated quail.
Soylent Green is made out of people.
Silent Green is people!
What you doing?
Took a minute.
Just trying to get the people.
I think it was worth it. Yeah.
I mean, nothing sounds better
than
cultivated quail
or Soylent Green.
It's
people. I mean, if they won't tell you what it is, what are you led to believe then? I'm led to believe
it's people. Soylent Green is made out of people.
Silent Green is people!
I'm not touching that stuff. That morsel stuff or these Skittles things.
I love Skittles.
I do too, but don't be putting weird stuff in it.
Titanium dioxide, that makes them color. And that's illegal in some places around the world. But in the
Is it?
Yeah, and they claim that and it's okay here in the U.S. certain amounts. They said that they were going to, they don't use it on any of their other products, just the Skittles for the colors. And they said that we don't use it on other colors, and it's a certain amount that they have for the weight of the of the Skittles. They can use so much titanium dioxide.
Right.
And they claim, now I found it interesting that how much do they actually put in? The titanium dioxide, because the levels build up in you over time. And so, I mean, I will say that I've had a number of Skittles in my life. So
what a surprise. That's a surprise.
Well, the titanium dioxide could be building up.
Yeah, but like a metric ton. You got about a metric ton of titanium dioxide in you.
Look, Pat, look. I mean, they're talking about they already said, Mars said they were going to cut back and not use it anymore, but then they've decided
they couldn't find an alternative.
Probably that worked.
Yeah. See, without that kind of stuff, the food doesn't look as appetizing. You look at it, and like if they were all white, they just came out
Skittles.
They're all the same thing. They would not be as popular as they are. It's like what they do with the meat. If the meat comes out kind of brownish looking, you don't want that. You want the red. You want the delicious looking.
And it's still probably good, but
Yeah, but
Give me a little titanium dioxide.
Yeah.
Go
Go
ahead. Get in
ahead.
there.
Sprinkle some on.
Don't worry about it screwing up your DNA. And
Whatever.
Your genotoxicity. What is it called?
Genotoxicity.
Yeah, it's called.
I think you nailed it right there.
Thank you. I think I was pretty close. Genotoxicity.
Oh, okay.
Genotoxicity.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah,
something
very.
like that. So Tesla and SpaceX founder Elon Musk is headed to court. Headed to court with Twitter because Twitter first told him, hey,
we have a date set now?
you can't have it.
Right.
All right. And then they said, you will buy it. That's it. After he said, no, okay, fine, I don't want it. Yes, you will. You'll take it from us.
Yeah.
Damn you. So the court case is sometime in October. Expedited court case where Twitter is saying, you will buy us. And that's it. Have a nice day.
Apparently, so maybe this is all a ploy to get them to release the numbers because they have to.
He made
when they
the
go to
joke
court,
on
they have to.
On his Twitter account that it was.
Yeah.
Right? That
we'll see.
That they'll have to release all the analytics for the court case. So, okay. Because they claim fewer than 5% are bots, right? That's what this all started.
And he thinks it's more like 20%.
Yeah.
So that's unacceptable.
And so he may end up getting Twitter for like $20.
Maybe.
I mean, it'd be a good deal for him.
Yeah.
You know, I was reading about Elon, speaking of Elon Musk, I was reading about his dad, Errol, who Elon has described as a terrible human being.
Oh, wow.
He does not like his father at all, called him evil.
Oh, man.
Did not like him. I used to call him stupid and all kinds of stuff. I mean, called Elon,
Called Elon
stuff.
stupid?
Yeah. As a kid, man, Elon has said he's a terrible human being, and I don't know why. Because his father just revealed that he sired a second love child with his stepdaughter.
Oh, is it Bill Gates?
I don't know why.
Guy gave birth.
I don't know why.
He created the two of the richest people in the world. Oh, is that who he gave birth to?
Yeah, Errol 76 welcomed a baby girl from Jana, 35, his stepdaughter.
What?
So
nice.
So he's got 2 kids with her.
Nice. Okay.
2 kids with the stepdaughter.
Good for
Not
him.
sure what that makes the
and
kids.
he's what?
Right?
He's got to be in his 70s?
Mid-70s. Yeah. We're here to procreate. That's what he
I
said.
guess so.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. In the next few days, we should go through the sound machine here.
Yes.
And find out what's in it.
Yes.
I went through about 750 clips yesterday, and there's some surprising stuff in here. There's more than I thought.
I wish someone would have thought of doing that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if someone would have thought of doing that, then we could have gone back and just retrieved all the audio from the one that just died. Oh, man, that would have been. But that's never mind.
Were you going to put them all into both machines? Were you going to do that? Because I didn't hear you volunteer on that.
I'm sorry, what?
But yesterday I was searching around for the original Obama statement on Jerusalem.
Oh,
Remember that?
Yeah, we were talking about it, yeah.
How he misspoke. And then the only thing I was simply trying to say is that
there will not be
here's
another
the original
foot of wall constructed on my...
Oh, that's I'm sorry, that's Joe Biden.
That's Joey B.
Yeah. This is Barack Obama.
Now, let me be clear.
All right, be clear.
Israel's security is sacrosanct.
Right.
It is non-negotiable.
Okay.
And Jerusalem will remain the capital of Israel, and it must remain undivided.
Okay. Is that not a strong...
That's pretty definitive.
Powerful...
is...
And let me be clear. Well, then how did you be so unclear? Because I thought you were saying Jerusalem will be the capital of Israel, and it must remain undivided. Huh. And then, so the next day...
The truth is that this was an example where, we had some poor phrasing in the speech.
Poor phrasing.
And we immediately tried to correct the interpretation that was given. The point we were simply making was that we don't want barbed wire running through Jerusalem.
The only point we were simply making is that we don't want barbed wire running through Jerusalem. So it wasn't that Israel will be the capital, and it wasn't that it must remain undivided. We just don't want barbed wire because it's so unsightly. I mean, we need some landscaping done in Jerusalem, and Is that that's amazing?
You don't want to walk through barbed wire either.
No, you don't.
For a stroll.
No, you don't.
Once you're in that stuff, you're in it.
Ouch. Once you're in it,
you're in it. You're
in
baby.
it. That's a powerful statement.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I know.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So, Buttigieg was front and center recently.
Yes, he was
yesterday
with
right?
the congressional hearing, and
Massey was questioning him. Thomas Massey on electric cars. Now, Buttigieg apparently has an electric car.
Who knows? I don't know what he has.
I think he has an expensive one. So
probably
seems to me there was a Tesla involved. But here is Thomas Massey. Here's what was that? Somebody's speaking in my ear now. Oh, it's a Mustang Mach-E, but it's not a. It's not electric.
This administration probably doesn't have a.
Oh, the Mach-E is electric.
Yeah, but
the E must stand for electric.
That's how it worked.
Okay,
but this administration, no way they have a Tesla, right? I mean, they've just pretend like Elon doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
It's incredible.
That's
and
true.
They just announced, General Motors just announced, after all the love from this administration, General Motors just announced they're going to build some new factory in Mexico. So Elon is like, I make cars here in America too. Hello. And they don't care. They despise him for whatever reason.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right, so I'm looking at a 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-E Premium. It's only $56,115.
Oh, please.
$56,000.
That's with tires?
Stop it. I don't want to hear your whining. Go out and buy one. No, that comes without the tires. You don't get tires for that low price.
Okay, all right.
Or the engine.
Yeah, the
Those
battery
are some
is,
extras.
The battery is that you wanted this thing to run.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want it to run,
it's $156,000. That's going to be another $20,000.
I didn't realize you wanted to have it go places. That's weird. Okay, well, yeah, that's a little extra.
But right now, $50,000.
Right. All right. So here is Thomas Massey questioning Buttigieg about all this nonsense.
Secretary Buttigieg, I've been driving an electric car for 10 years.
Pause it. Are we saying it wrong?
I guess. I don't know.
He's Buttigieg?
Buttigieg? Secretary Buttigieg?
We've been saying Buttigieg for like 3 years now.
I know.
It's Buttigieg?
I don't know. I don't know. I think this is Massey's way of being kind of a dick to him.
Oh, is that? Yeah, okay.
Because he refuses. I noticed also during this whole question and answer session, he refuses to say President Biden. He always just calls him Biden.
Good. I like that. All right, let's see what happened here.
Secretary Buttigieg, I've been driving an electric car for 10 years, and I've had solar panels for 15 years, and I'm really bullish on technology and the way it could help make our country energy independent or more energy independent. But I'm really alarmed at sort of the naivete of those who are promoting rapid adoption of these technologies with our existing infrastructure. President Biden signed a non-binding executive order stating that 50% of vehicles sold in the United States should be electric by 2030. Do you support that?
Yes.
And he also said that by 2035 that 100% of the federal government fleet should be electric. Do you support that?
Yes.
So which uses more electricity? We're talking about residential electricity here. A refrigerator when it's running or an electric car when it's charging in your garage?
I would expect a car.
Yeah.
Would you say it uses twice as much or 25 times as much?
I would think closer to 25 times as much. Yeah.
It's actually 50 at the instantaneous moment. But over the course of a year, if I take the numbers from the U.S. Department of Energy about the average household, how many vehicles they own and how far they drive, over the course of a year, an American household would use 25 times as much electricity for their electric car as they would for their refrigerator.
Unreal.
If they had 100% adoption. If the average family has 2 vehicles, and this would be if the average family had 2 electric vehicles. Do you think it would strain the grid if everybody plugged in 25 refrigerators in every household?
Well, if we didn't make any upgrades to the grid, sure. I mean, if we had yesterday's grid with tomorrow's cars, it's not going to work. It's one of the reasons why we believe that infrastructure includes electrical infrastructure and argued for that to be included, as it thankfully was in the bipartisan law.
Do you think by 2030, which is when Biden says 50% of cars sold should be electric, do you think the grid will be capable of handling electric cars?
No.
It's going to need to be, and we're working with the Department of Energy every day. We've established a joint office of energy and transportation to map out some of the needs. Obviously, some of this gets outside of my lane, and we've been discussing with, for example, the truck stops that are looking at what their power needs would need to be at an interchange where today they're mainly filling up on gas in order to accommodate that. And then, as you mentioned, a lot of the scenario for this is also residential. But it's also worth pointing out that while a typical driver who adopts electric is using more electricity, at the end of the day, they're using less energy because of the efficiency benefits of getting that energy produced at utilities.
The problem is we don't have the capacity to produce that energy. You aptly use the word need. You could say want as well. There's needs and wants to make this fantasy work by 2030. But the reality is the capability is not going to be there. The average household uses 17% of their electricity for air conditioning. And that would mean the average household uses 1,870 kilowatt hours per year for air conditioning.
Pause it for a second.
If that average
17% for the average American, it's about 70%, I'm sure, in Texas.
This month,
it's got to be.
It's going to be closer to like 90%.
Yes, it is, because it's nasty. 110, 109, 108. Oh, miserable.
The air conditioning is just on constant. Trying to catch up.
It just has to be. It has to be right now. Anyway, I mean, he's doing a really good job of pointing out what a fantasy land they live in. Like in 2030, you're going to be ready for this? No.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
And what they're thinking is, well, we have to be.
Yeah, we have to be. Well, good, but how are you going to make that happen then? If we have to be, how are you going to make that happen?
I'd like to know what upgrades we've made to our grid here in this country, because
I don't think we've made
know
any.
of any.
Yeah, I don't know of any either. But again, they live in fantasy land. Here's the rest.
Per year for air conditioning. If that average household plugged in electric cars, do you know how much more electricity they would use in comparison to the air conditioning that air conditions their whole house?
No, but again, I would emphasize it will
Let me
be
help
less
you. Let me help you
overall.
with that first before we go on, because the numbers are important. It would take 4 times as much electricity to charge the average household's cars as the average household uses on air conditioning. Do you think that could be?
Gosh.
So if we reach the goal by 2030 that Biden has of 50% adoption instead of 100% adoption, that means the average household would use twice as much electricity charging one of their cars as they would use for all of the air conditioning that they use for the entire
Pause
year.
it for a second.
Do you think
and this is just about the capacity. Can we do it?
Right.
Let's say we get there. How much is that going to cost? You know what it costs with your air conditioning bill here.
Right.
A fortune is what it costs. But I'm using less. No, I'm not. I'm using a lot more. A lot more. If I plug in the car and have the air conditioning going, how much is that going to change your electric bill? Oh my, it's going to double it or triple it or quadruple it.
You're not stopping at the gas station. You're saving all kinds of money.
Oh yeah. Right.
You're saving all kinds of money.
I'm replacing the $100 a week I spend on gas with a $1,200 electric bill. That doesn't seem like a good swap, really, to me. Wow. Okay. What else did they have to say?
for all of the air conditioning that they use for the entire year, do you think this could contribute to rolling blackouts and brownouts in areas of the country where air conditioning is basically considered essential?
Not if we prepare. Look, the fact that people who have electric vehicles are going to use more electricity can't be a reason to give up. The idea that America is inferior to the other countries that have figured this out just doesn't sit well with us in administration, and that's why we're investing in a better grid.
In the time that I have left, let me say, I'm not saying we shouldn't prepare. I told you at the beginning of this, I'm bullish on this technology, but the numbers and the rate of adoption has been developed using political science, not engineering. They're impractical. And if we blindly follow these goals that Biden has set out, it will cause pain and suffering for the middle class. And I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, gentlemen. Representative Johnson.
So,
all righty.
My question there at the end, Mr. Buttigieg, is that what we're calling him now?
I guess.
Something?
Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. He said that the fact that the United States is inferior to other countries that have figured it out.
Yeah.
What countries have figured it out?
Yeah, I'd like to hear that too. Yeah, who's all electric right now? Because
Sri Lanka.
No,
they went all green, right? And they're in turmoil. They went all green with the World Economic Forum, and they're in turmoil. They're burning down the buildings. They're kicking out the leaders. They've got no food and no energy.
Right.
Well, we have to. I mean, what happens if we don't have enough? Well, we have to. Oh,
I mean, that's a great question. Who, Mr. Buttigieg?
I know.
Who has figured this out?
What country has figured it out, Pete?
Who already has the standards in place that we're shooting for, that are our goals? They've got them achieved already. Who is that?
You're the one saying we're inferior.
That's BS. That's absolute BS.
100%.
There's no way there's a single country that's done this. That's electric now already?
Stop it.
Come on, get out of here. They don't even use cars in Europe. So that's I don't know. In Africa, they've done this. In Australia, who's done this?
Have they?
No, nobody's done this. All right, let me tell you about iTarget Pro. If there was ever a story that best encapsulated how bad crime has become, it's the one about Starbucks providing baristas with active shooter training because our cities aren't safe anymore. And not only are they providing their baristas with active shooter training, they're just plain closing down a lot of their places because they can't make them safe. And while the Supreme Court has made it easier for you to conceal carry for protection, it's your responsibility to be properly trained. That's why I endorse iTarget Pro. This system allows you to dry fire practice with your actual firearm anytime in the safety and privacy of your own home. No more inconvenient and expensive trips to the range. You'll save a ton on practice ammo, if you can even find practice ammo. Just download iTarget's proprietary app, load the laser bullet into your firearm, and start your training. Improve muscle memory, reaction speed, sight alignment, trigger control, and more. iTarget Pro comes in all the major calibers, including .223, so you can stay sharp with almost any firearm, including your AR-15. And right now, save 10% plus get free shipping when you use the offer code PAT. When you go to itargetpro.com right now. Smartest investment in your ability to safely and effectively handle your firearm. Plus, it'll pay for itself in one day. That's the letter I, then targetpro.com, itargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
Pat Gray. Pat Gray is here.
And? Your point? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What's your point there?
She doesn't have
Weird. Doesn't have one. We're just looking at a little factoid from cable news that John Kerry's family private jet emitted 300 plus metric tons of carbon of CO2 since Biden took over, and since he's been the climate czar, I guess. That's unbelievable. He doesn't care, though.
No.
I'm not going to apologize because I have to take private flights. I can't be bothered with you and the riffraff and the planes that go commercially. You don't expect me to fly by their rules, do you? I can't do it. I can't do it.
Right. I mean, he even said at some green energy event that we were behind here in the U.S. and that we need to accelerate the transition.
I do believe we have that,
yes, we do.
Not? And here he is.
So I think that the challenge for all of us is that no one country can solve this problem by itself. We all have to be able to reduce the emissions. We have to accelerate the transition. We're behind.
Right.
We're not
We're
yet
behind.
Fulfilling the promises that we made.
Are we, though?
Glasgow. So we have
Are
our
we
work
behind?
cut out for us, and I look forward to
That's not true.
talking about that with you.
But again, that's not true. We are not behind these other countries. Where are you getting that?
Yeah, we're not.
We're not.
But the world is. Right? That's what he cares.
Okay, is that what he's...
I think he's talking about...
so he's not talking about the United States. He's talking about the world being behind in our goals.
Yeah, we're behind in our goals.
Because we lead the world in doing the things that they said they were going to do and they're not doing. As always, we sign these treaties. Everybody else is like, nah, this isn't good. We're not going to do it. And then we just keep doing it. Yeah, well, we're going to keep to our word. We're going to continue to do. Don't let that bother you. What the other countries are doing. The other countries were jumping off a cliff. Would you jump off a cliff? So we're behind, and we need to accelerate the transition to green energy. Yeah, that's what we need to do. In the middle of our crisis right now, we need to accelerate the transition to something that doesn't work.
Pete Buttigieg, we have to be.
Right.
Are we ready by? Are we going to be ready by 2030?
We have to be.
Buttigieg.
Okay,
Buttigieg. It is Buttigieg.
Yeah.
So Massey's just being a jerk, or he doesn't know, or who knows what that was. But it's good to see John Kerry out there from the center again, isn't it?
We shouted out across that chasm. Israel lives.
That's what we shouted out across that chasm. Why do I say chasm? Because I'm better than you. I know how it's really supposed to be pronounced. Chasm, not chasm. All right. So we got him talking about the energy and we're behind, and we got to accelerate in the middle of the crisis that we're in, which is absolutely unbelievable. Then we got another administration official. What's this guy's name? He's being questioned by some of the press about the hypocrisy that's going on right now. And so somebody actually has the giblets to ask him, hey, you guys are taking credit for everything, but you didn't take any of the blame. Check this out.
Aren't you having it both ways, Jared? Because when the gas prices go up, it's got nothing to do with the president. When we see some decline, you want him to get the credit.
Thank you.
Look, I think that there's no both-way thinking here at all. I think that there has been a consistent, I think, pressure on this White House to try to do everything it could to ameliorate inflationary pressures, and the president has reacted from the beginning.
It was Putin's fault.
Jared Bernstein.
Down, he gets the credit.
Yeah, I very much disagree with that framing. I think what's happening.
How can you possibly pause it for a second? You cannot disagree with that framing because it's spot on. It is dead on accurate. You won't take any of the blame for the prices when they're shooting through the roof. Right. And now they've come back a little bit. They pulled back just a bit. And now they're going back up again, by the way, already. And now you're taking credit for the price drop. That's having it both ways. I'm sorry. We had nothing to do with the increase, but we're fixing it, though. We have everything to do with the decrease. No, you don't.
Nope.
No, you don't. And again, so the prices are going back up again. Is that you? No. That's another Putin price hike.
I disagree with that framing.
You can't disagree with it. Is there any more here?
Here is a president who is working tirelessly to address the largest constraint, probably the toughest constraint facing American households right now.
Households. What are you, 4? Come on. Put your tongue behind your teeth there, and then you say your S's.
Jared's
with
a little
your tongue
angry. He was a
behind
little
your
angry
teeth.
there.
He's a little angry. He started to lisp a little bit.
He didn't like the framing.
So he didn't like the framing. Okay. Even though the framing was
we have a guy that's
on.
part of the White House Economic Council, an advisor, and he's out there speaking to the press.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. But, KJP is so terrible.
Oh my God,
so terrible. They're just trying to get anybody in there that can do a little
We got a
better
clip from
job.
her yesterday talking about what the president is going to do with the climate change and how bad things are doing. And I know Biden was supposed to sign his, executive order on climate change, catastrophe world, but I think he's not going to do that now, which is amazing that he's not going to do that. But she is terrible.
We'll get to that as well. Coming up on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray returns.
I do.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Traffic and weather together every 8 minutes on the 7s all morning long. Get you there on time. Herschel Walker apparently said in a 2019 speech, I just don't want him to blow this. And it's, he's been saying some things that are difficult to understand lately. In a 2019 speech, he said he was an FBI agent. And he'd been to Quantico and did some training there, and he was an FBI agent. I don't know if he was an FBI agent in 2019, but at some point, I guess, he claims to have been in law enforcement. They're saying he's never been in law enforcement. But here's the interesting thing to me as well. The media is all over this. But when it comes to Biden claiming that he's been this and that, and I drove a truck, I was a lumberjack, I've done everything there was in the world to do, they're not interested in those lies at all. They couldn't care less about any of that.
That's true.
But Herschel Walker says he was in law enforcement. What a moron! What a maroon!
Liar!
What a lion sack this guy is. So, I just don't want him to lose this race to Raphael Warnock. That would be a disaster.
Yes.
We need to have that seat back. If, Republicans are going to take control of the Senate. That's a critical one.
Yes. So it would be nice if maybe, he can't not say something, but just
right. Now, he was obviously not in the middle of the campaign in 2019, so he's just maybe embellishing things and telling stories. I don't know. He also said in that story, the reason he talked about being in law enforcement was he had a gun and he was going to go after somebody to kill him.
Wow.
But he didn't.
Wow. Right.
Because when he got up to the guy, he saw a bumper sticker that, let's see, what did it say? Honk if you love Jesus.
Oh, see?
See, and that softened his heart.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
So it calmed him down, and he didn't shoot and kill.
I'll tell you, as a veteran, I do not like people lying about serving in law enforcement or the military.
Right.
That is just
all right. Yeah.
That is bull crap.
Stolen valor is what that's called, actually. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, stolen valor.
That's what makes me angry.
Yeah, I
when
bet.
people steal valor like that.
Well, because of your dealings on the island of Spice, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Operation Urgent Fury, by the way. Saving the Western Hemisphere from communism. You're welcome.
Man.
Nothing ticks me off more.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. So, good. Sonny Hostin from The View. These people lie every single day. I don't know how they're on the air. I really don't.
Oh.
Again, we had to, actually back up the things that we said on Fox. When you're on national television, people really pay attention to stuff. And so if you are saying things that are not accurate, you're going to be held accountable, usually.
You're going to get called out.
Never on The View. They're not held accountable at all. Sonny Hostin yesterday talking about the hero in Indiana who shot and killed an active shooter before any more people. 3 had already lost their lives. And he became the 4th, thank goodness. So nobody else in that food court in Indiana, in that mall, had to die because of the actions of this guy. He's only 22 years old. Here's what she said about him.
They say that a good guy with a gun can control a bad guy with a gun. Well, we saw in Uvalde that that's not true.
And you saw it in Buffalo.
Yes, we saw it in Buffalo.
But we saw that in Indiana.
It was true in Indiana.
Yeah.
That was a lucky
Hello.
moment. And you know what? I feel like this. If you're a good guy with a gun, you should not object to background checks or licensing or, a limitation on military-style weapons that kill thousands at once or hundreds
Pause
at
it for
once.
a second.
So,
Okay, stop.
Okay, military-style weapons that
They
kill thousands at once. Are people carrying nuclear weapons with them in their pockets?
And
Is
by
that
the
what's
way,
happening here?
I wish they were. I want them to carry the nuke in their back pocket.
These discussions on The View are so butt stupid.
I almost put in a Whoopi clip this morning, and I thought, I can't. I just can't. Because they're just
so stupid.
Dumb.
Yeah, yes. But let's hear the rest of this.
why can't they just pull that off?
But with this Good Samaritan thing, listen, I was trained when I was at the Justice Department in firearms, and I was trained in offensive firearm training.
Okay.
It is very hard to hit a moving target. It is hard for people that are trained to hit a moving target. It is very lucky that Good Samaritan hit that moving target in that way. And he had a gun permit, but he wasn't supposed to be in the mall with a gun. So he broke the law, even though he was a guy.
He did not break the law. All right. So she falsely claims that he broke the law.
Yeah.
No, he did not, because of the Supreme Court ruling recently of constitutional carry.
Yeah.
So you are allowed to carry a firearm. And I don't think he even had a permit. I think she got that part wrong, too.
Open carry.
It's open, just constitutional carry is all it was. And thank goodness.
Yes.
They're still berating the person who saved lives.
Yes.
Who knows how many people would have been killed? The guy came in firing right away. And it's tough to hit a moving target. Yeah, but he did.
Okay.
So what's your point? So what? He hit the moving target and killed that moving target. Apparently the guy was he came out of the bathroom firing. And as soon as this guy started firing back at him, he tried to run back into the bathroom. Didn't make it, fortunately. Did not make it. So thank goodness for this guy, this 22-year-old.
No kidding.
Who was with his girlfriend. He made sure she got to safety, and then he took care of the guy. That's unbelievable.
I wish we would have had him in Uvalde.
And they bring up Uvalde. This guy did what 400 police officers wouldn't do. 400 trained to do it, and they didn't. And this 22-year-old kid in the food court, he could have run too. He could have taken off with his girlfriend and gotten to safety and been out of the line of fire. Nope. He actually killed the guy so others could live. I mean, that's incredible.
Sure is.
And he should get nothing but praise and thanks. And instead, the coven on The View disparage him. Just unbelievable. How do they stay on the air? How do they stay
don't know the answer to
on
that.
the air? I don't either.
I
really don't either.
Other than it's just so good. Other than it's just so good,
right.
I guess.
And people enjoy looking at them so much because they're so beautiful. These women on the
man
in the coven. Right now, court packing is a real danger to our nation. Make no mistake, court packing is a coup. Just a flat-out coup. And the usual suspects, Biden, Pelosi, Schumer, they're working overtime on radical plans to pack the Supreme Court. If we don't stop them from installing 4 more justices, radical left-wing justices, so they can rig the system in their favor, it'll be catastrophic for the court, for our country, and our way of life. Can't let it happen. That's why we need you to join us. We're gathering a coalition of 1 million patriots to say no to court packing, no to this liberal agenda, and no to a Supreme Court coup. Franklin Graham is involved. Former U.S. Attorney General Ed Meese, Dr. James Dobson, the Family Policy Alliance, the Heritage Foundation, and more than 400,000 people just like you are all on board. So please sign your name to this now. Go to That's supremecoup.com to sign First Liberty's letter. That's supremecoup.com.
Pat Ray.
I love this Jill Biden magazine cover. This is funny. You sent this in, right, Jeffy?
I did.
Yeah.
It just made me laugh. Really. It made me laugh a lot.
Show the Jill Biden there it is.
The Pretend Doctor
Pretend
magazine.
Doctors magazine.
Some of the stories in the magazine in this edition of April 2021 is awesome. There's
so
some
funny.
really good stuff on there. 5 recipes to spice up your bedroom. 7. What was it? There was another one. I can't see it from here.
I can't
But
either.
I've got.
I thought that was going to be bigger.
I know. That's fine. I was just trying.
I feel
to
like Joe Biden without the big enough font. Ways to deal. Here's one of the articles you're going to see. Ways to deal with porn-addicted, crack-smoking relatives.
Yes.
How to handle people who doubt your doctorate. As Jeffy mentioned, 5 recipes to spice up the bedroom. 17 key money laundering tricks for your family business. And how to manage incest in the home. Those are just a few of the stories you'll find with Jill Biden on the cover of Pretend Doctors. Fantastic.
Really funny.
That's just brilliant.
Really, really funny.
I don't care who you are. That's just brilliant.
Now, we did have a story that you and I just were talking about, and I hope they have the video ready because I'm going to call for it even if we don't. But Sesame Place is apologizing.
They should.
I disagree. I watched the video, and I think I agree with them.
This is heartbreaking. This is really sad.
Okay, so they claim they're mad because they blew the character. Here we go. Just bypasses these poor two little kids.
Yeah, look at this. Watch. Nope, he just waves them off.
But see, he's not waving them off.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. It just appears that way.
No, he's waving them off.
They even...
Yeah? They even what?
They even say that they're behind those 2 kids was a mom holding a little baby out for him to grab, and they're not supposed to take kids. They're not supposed to hold little babies.
Okay, so he's waving off the little baby thing.
He's saying, no, I can't.
Let's see it again. Let's see it again if you can.
But we don't see that in the video, right? The video looks like it's just these 2 little black girls.
And he's waving them off because they're black kids.
Because they're 2 little
that's
black
what's being
kids.
said.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
maybe. All right.
Yes.
But that's heartbreaking. They think he's waving them off.
Well, get over it.
I thought that was a sad video.
Yeah.
That's sad.
All right. It's
just a misunderstanding,
just a
though. That's
complete
fine.
misunderstanding.
Just a misunderstanding.
And
that's all it is.
so, hey, they apologized, and they're they want to do better.
Do they?
They're taking actions actually to do better.
What action?
They're committed to making this right.
Wait, if he's waving off a person who's offering.
Which they're not supposed to do. Which they're not supposed to do.
He's not supposed to take a baby from somebody.
He's doing what
and
they're
that's
trained.
what he was doing.
Right.
What do you mean you have to do better?
Well, they said they're going to conduct training for our employees so they better understand and recognize and deliver an inclusive, equitable, and entertaining experience for our guests.
Shut up.
That's what I mean.
Now I'm disgusted.
Right, that's what I'm saying to the kids.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Now I'm disgusted.
All right.
Okay.
But, it is sad that the little girls
It was sad,
get
Those 2 little girls had their feeling hurt.
Place.
So
Right.
that's sad.
I know. Go have some
But hopefully they'll survive. They'll survive that.
Will they?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Will they? That
is that Cookie Monster? Who was that character?
That in their face racism on the streets of Sesame Place. Will they get past that?
I hope so. I hope they do.
All right.
But you may be right. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't ever recover from that. I don't know.
I hope they do. We had also yesterday. We got a couple of videos we have to get to before we can get to KJP. Right?
Yeah, KJP.
We'll get to her. But first, we want to say that everything is okay at the Hoover Dam. They had the explosion there yesterday,
mm-hmm.
and
it wasn't the dam that exploded, though. fortunately. Otherwise, that would flood some communities.
Which I thought would be the problem, and it wouldn't flood them as much anymore because it's almost dry. But that's beside the point. But they had the explosion at the Hoover Dam, and I first thought, holy cow.
My goodness, something's just blown out.
I know. But it was just a transformer, and so I'm sure Megatron and the Allspark are there taking over the Hoover Dam. Transformer.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were busy.
Was that the first Transformer movie? Because I saw that one, and I haven't seen them all.
No, I don't think the Hoover Dam.
Okay, so we got that, and then we have KJP answering some questions,
which is about the climate change, and
climate change is the big deal right now.
So terrible.
Bad.
But also, what she's saying is terrible. I mean, let alone what she barely gets through it.
Let's hear it.
Speaking of climate change, so we are closely monitoring extreme heat conditions impacting much of Europe, as well as the extreme heat impacting the more than 100 million Americans who are struggling with extreme heat
conditions.
Pause it for a second. Here.
Okay, the White House, this makes me feel so good. That the White House is closely monitoring extreme heat conditions in Europe. What's that going to do? It's just, man, those Europeans are relieved now. Okay, the White House is closely monitoring this heat.
Yes.
Which will, what, make it go away?
I guess. I mean,
no, it won't.
I mean, are they going to send some firemen over, maybe?
You know what would help? Some air conditioning units.
No doubt.
If we're sending millions of air conditioning units to France right now, that could help the situation. But closely monitoring, that's not going to do much for it. I'm sorry. But thank you for knowing, I guess, it's hot in Texas, too.
Appreciate it.
And please, don't be sending them millions. I shouldn't even propose that they send them millions of air conditioners. They could do it. They might stink and do it. Don't do it. And right now we're preparing billions of air conditioners for Ukrainians because we want them to be comfortable while the rockets are falling on their homes.
A little bit of cash. But we're going to send some AC units, too.
All right, what else? What else you have to
just
say?
This week alone, the impacts of extreme weather are intensifying across the globe, including here in the United States. No one is immune from climate change. It's why the president has been rallying the world to take the decisive action needed in this decade to tackle climate change.
Okay, so if we finally get the CO2 levels down, we'll never have heat waves again. That's the implication here, right?
Correct.
We've never had heat waves before, except we did, and they happen all the time. And yes, sometimes it's going to be record-breaking heat. Sorry, that's from the sun. The 2 million degree burning orb in the sky called the sun. Sometimes makes this planet really warm. Really, really warm. And it is definitely that here. So
there's no doubt about that.
I don't want to hear the whining from Europe. It got really hot here today, and it hardly ever does. I know. You're used to 70, so when it's 100, yeah,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. And because it's usually 70 or 65 in London during the summertime and in Paris during the summertime, they don't usually have air conditioners.
Right.
So it can be dangerous for them. It really can.
No question.
And you need to check on the elderly and make sure they're okay, and because that's who usually dies in these kinds of situations. But it happens all the time. It happens every summer. Every summer you're going to have at least one heat wave, right?
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, just like every winter, you're going to have some cold stretches as well. Yeah, every single time. Okay, there's no escape from it. It's because we live on a planet where there's seasons. It's called seasons. And we have 4 of them. So the 2 really extreme ones are summer and winter. And that's the case whether there's CO2 or not. Oh, man. I just can't take it because the lies are, if you are to look at the facts They continually talk about, okay, there's going to be more extreme, more frequent storms. No, that is not the case. That's a lie. There are not more extreme, and they are not more frequent. They're about what they've always been. There are not more droughts. They're about the same, because we've always had droughts, too. We've always had floods. Those aren't exceptionally out of whack.
Let me ask you a question, though, Pat.
All right.
When we've had previous droughts and floods, was the White House monitoring?
No. So that is different. That part is different.
Okay.
No other White House has ever monitored weather like this.
Okay.
You know why? Because the White House is not a weather center. So the White House usually leaves that to the Weather Channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They don't monitor them closely. All right. What else did she have to say?
The climate crisis.
It's not
also
a climate
why the president
crisis!
is committed to taking aggressive action to tackle climate change and made clear if the Senate won't act, he will. In fact,
what will he
as
do?
many of you have seen already today, the president will travel to Somerset, Massachusetts tomorrow. While there, he will visit the future site of manufacturing plant located at a former coal-fired power plant that will produce transmission cables for Massachusetts' booming offshore wind industry. The president will underscore the historic clean energy investments his bipartisan infrastructure law will make in Massachusetts and announce additional actions he will take to tackle the climate crisis and secure a clean energy future. The president ran on fighting the unprecedented economic and national security threat of climate change, and he has been taking decisive action to do so since taking office. Tomorrow's action will be a continuation of that work.
What a waste of time. I mean, that's just garbage. All
I
of
know.
it. She said virtually nothing there. Nothing. Just babbling. Blah, 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 blah.
He's going up to Massachusetts to a coal fire plant that's going to be a new factory for something. Maybe we're building AC units for France. I don't know. And we're going to sign the Declaration for a climate emergency, which he's not going to do now, we're told.
Good.
Which is a surprise.
That is a surprise.
What happened there?
Yeah,
that
that's amazing restraint, actually. Wonder what happened there.
I know.
That's interesting. Is there a number people can call, Ivan?
There is.
All they do is add the word unprecedented to all of these alarmist reactions to things, and they think that they've got us. And still Americans understand this is not a big deal. The vast majority of Americans understand climate change is not a crisis. Okay?
Especially,
it's not.
Climate change is especially not a crisis when I'm paying $5 a gallon for gas.
Right.
And I have to wonder if the product I want to purchase is going to be at the store I'm going to.
And when you're babbling about changing to green energy in the middle of this crisis, when people are suffering, then they're really not on board with your BS. Wow. I mean,
correct.
Oh,
now I hope, and I don't know this, while I'm hoping that the White House at the same time, while monitoring the weather
closely.
in Europe.
Don't forget they're closely monitoring. Don't diminish this effort, Jeffy. They are closely monitoring.
I apologize.
The weather situation in Europe.
I hope
now.
that they're closely monitoring, I don't know, the situation here.
Yeah,
in the country they're supposed to oversee.
Yep. Was it London that had 113 degrees the other day?
Yeah, there was a bunch of fires. They were saying there were more fires than since World War II or whatever there.
What?
So I think that was one of the numbers I saw. Yeah. Now I don't know. The White House is the one that are closely monitoring. So I could be wrong.
Right. All right. Well, we'll continue to closely monitor the situation, and hopefully we'll be able to be back tomorrow despite this unprecedented climate crisis. We'll see you then.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.